On July 10, 2022, a protest broke out in Zhengzhou, the capital city of Henan province. Thousands of bank customers confronted the police, but the rally was crushed by the government. Some protesters were beaten and assaulted by plainclothed police. About 3,000 depositors from all over China, including people with disabilities, gathered from villages and towns in the early morning to protest outside the People's Bank of China Zhengzhou branch. They carried white banners that read, "No deposit, no human rights," and, against the corrupt and violent Henan government, 400,000 depositors have shattered the Chinese dream in Henan. Some even held up a portrait of Mao Zedong, the founding leader of the Chinese Communist Party, and chanted slogans such as, "Li Keqiang, investigate Henan." The video shows the protesters chanting, "Henan Bank, pay back my savings," as hundreds of police and security personnel, some in uniform and others in plain clothes, quickly gathered and surrounded the scene as protesters shouted, "Triads, triads." The standoff lasted for several hours until after 11 a.m., when a line of security personnel suddenly rushed up the stairs and clashed with the protesters, followed by a group of unidentified men in white who forcibly dispersed the crowd. The scene quickly descended into chaos as security personnel dragged the protesters down the stairs and beat them, including women and elderly people. Online photos show a woman with a mouth full of blood and others passed out from the beating with blood coming out of their eyes. Ms. Wang from Shandong told the BBC,
"The authorities first used loudspeakers to warn the protesters that they were breaking the law. At around 11:30 a.m., a group of people without police uniforms suddenly rushed up and forcefully dispersed the depositors. In the chaos, someone strangled me by the neck and pushed me to the ground. They're all young men in their 20s, and they're vicious, especially towards men. A man wearing glasses next to me was beaten with blood all over his face, bleeding from his head to his nose. I was terrified at that moment. I have a savings of more than 100,000 RMB in it. I'm outraged and in great despair because I don't feel that the government has the sincerity to solve the problem. They always want to define this as an investment or wealth management product and dismiss it. But these are deposits."
What's more outrageous is that after the photos and videos of the assault were uploaded online, the government immediately launched a campaign to censor all the information. The topic, "Thousands of depositors besieged in front of the People's Bank of Henan," was immediately banned from Weibo, and a large number of comments and photos have been deleted. The topic, Zhengzhou assault, continues to be discussed by many people, but it hasn't become a hot topic on Weibo at all. The whole incident started on April 18, 2022, when depositors of village banks in Henan province were unable to withdraw their money. Those banks shut down their online banking system without warning. According to publicly available information, a total of about 400,000 depositors are unable to access their deposits, which amount to nearly RMB 40 billion. The village banks in crisis are all under the de facto control of the Henan New Wealth Group, which was suddenly deregistered in February 2022. The police say that since 2011, the group has actually controlled several village banks through affiliated shareholding, cross-shareholding, capital increase and expansion, manipulation of bank executives, etc. They used internet financial platforms to collect and market financial products, illegally transferring funds by means of fictitious loans and setting up companies dedicated to altering data. The Chinese media Sanlian Life Weekly reported that most of the bank customers affected by the fraud aren't local people in Henan. Many of them are online customers who mainly conduct business through third-party internet platforms, attracted by the higher interest rates for deposit services. Some depositors have deposited their life savings into the village bank. Now they can't take them out.